Alhamdulillah, wa salat, wa salam ala wa rasulullah. Welcome to our series on Aqidah, or the correct belief system. And we have been studying the books from written by Sheikh Karim Abu Zaid. And this series entitled Diluting Wala Wal Bara, which speaks about the second component of the Shahada. It speaks about allegiance, how as Muslims, our allegiance should be to Allah, should be to the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to the religion and to each other. Very, very important, because that last part we struggle with, showing allegiance and towards each other. This is something that is becoming abandoned today. You hear about Muslims in your community. You may have received news that there's a Muslim in your community who is sick, suffering with some type of sickness, and that person's in the hospital. How many of you go to visit that brother or visit that sister in the hospital? Remember, we talked about that, how every community should have a health and welfare committee, where they can go out and keep tabs on the Muslims in the community, especially the elderly, especially the single women. There's a lot of single Muslim women, who don't have anyone to check on them. So again, allegiance, this is something that we struggle with. And today we are going to, in fact, I think that today we're almost at the end of the introduction to the second volume. And again, I want everyone to make sure you go to Amazon.com and order the book, Diluting Wala Wal Bara Volume 2. I put it up there, Volume 2 by Karim Abu Zaid. You can order it from Amazon. It's $19.99. Because we'll be beginning that book in the next couple of weeks. And that book is over 500 pages. So it's going to probably take us another year to go through that one. It took us a year to do this one. So let's put the PowerPoint up on the screen, because I don't want to spend too much time giving a khutbah. A lot of people say, Sister Layla, you turn everything into a khutbah. Yeah, I do. I'm a talker. What can I say? It's my profession. All right, let me put this the PowerPoint up, because we do have another class. Oh, let me remind everyone, at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we do have another class. We have a special lecture by Brother Jakovsky. He's going to be speaking about Ishmael, alayhi salam, the prophet Ishmael. That's at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I do want to just go right into that. So let's put the PowerPoint up on the screen. Let me start with the people on Zoom, so you guys can see. Okay. And now that I got you people on Zoom, let me go to the rest of the world here. Inshallah. Oh, hold on for a second. Okay, hold on. Go back to this. Let me remove all this out the way too, so you guys can see. And by the way, please screenshot. I want you guys to, I'm going to go full screen on this like I've been doing. For all of you on YouTube, Facebook, and all the other social platforms, I'm going to go full screen. So I'm taking all this down. That's the name of the book, Diluting Wala Wal Bara Volume 2 by Karim Abu Zaid. Write it down. And hold on. You guys can take a screenshot. I want y'all to screenshot every PowerPoint page, so that way you can print it out. You can buy one of those little portable mini printers. I just bought one. It should be here tomorrow.
Like and share still up there, Sister Lady.
Yeah. What? Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. Oh, okay. Is that going to be in the way? It probably will. Wait a minute. Let me see. I want that like and share, though, because I want people to like and share. Wait a minute. Hold on for a second. Let me see if it's going to still be up, because I need to leave that up there. The PowerPoint is going to be here in this square, I think. But anyway, I want y'all to take screenshots of the PowerPoint. So that way, at the end of the class, you can print it out and it'll be like a booklet. You will have all the PowerPoint with the hadiths and everything. You can study and keep it, you know, and all of that. It'll be great explanation for the book. You can attach it to the book, staple it together. Okay, let me check this out. Let's see if I do this, if that like and share is going to be in the way. Because I got to remind people to like and share. Okay, hold on. Not yet. Was it still in the way when I went full screen? Did you see like and share when I went?
Yeah.
I mean, but was it on top of any of the writing?
Oh, hold on. It's lagging on YouTube.
It wasn't? Okay, I don't think it's going to be on top. Yeah, because I got to keep that stuff up. And I'm keeping Sunnah. It's up here with Sunnah. I think the PowerPoint's going to be in this square. All right, let me try this. Let me go back to this again. Okay, but y'all make sure y'all screenshot everything. And let me try this again. Okay, I'm looking on my phone too, so I can see once I go. Once it shows? It should show now. Let me see. It should be okay. You guys can probably just print it out. Okay, so today we're going to speak about, where you should have been read pages 320. We're covering pages 320 to 323. And we're going to speak today about dehumanizing non-Muslims and disobedient Muslims. This is something that's a big problem today. A lot of Muslims dehumanize non-Muslims. Islam doesn't teach us to do that. A lot of Muslims dehumanize disobedient Muslims. You call them kafirs and everything else. Well, let's see what Allah has to say about this. Allah tells us in the interpretation of the meaning, O mankind, indeed we have created you from male and female and made you peoples and tribes so that you may know one another. Indeed, the best amongst you in the sight of Allah are the most righteous amongst you. And indeed, Allah is knowing and well acquainted with all things. This is a powerful, powerful verse. This verse here, Allah is telling us how He views the best of us. Okay, I'll take that down too in a minute. He views that the best of us are those of us who have the best actions, the best behavior, the best character. And in the context of allegiance and disassociation, to dehumanize non-Muslims, this is a form of extremism. And this goes beyond the teachings of Islam. Remember, we're supposed to be moderate in our love and moderate in our hate. And we're supposed to hate for the sake of Allah. Hating for the sake of Allah is not personal. It's business. I dislike the non-Muslims because they don't believe in Allah. But that's not personal. That doesn't mean that I'm going to be mean and cruel to them and dehumanize them. So whenever individuals or groups view non-Muslims as being inherently inferior and unworthy of respect or fair treatment, this is going and transgressing the limits of Allah. And this totally contradicts the principles of Islam. And there's a lot of groups out there that do that. They hate all Kafirs to the point where they take their lives, they steal from them, they sell drugs to them, and all other kind of stuff. Islam recognizes the inherent worth and dignity of every human being and every animal too, and even the earth. As we talked about yesterday, as Muslims, we respect the earth too. Islam encourages us to treat all people with respect and compassion, regardless of their religious beliefs, regardless of their ethnicity, regardless of their race and color. And this verse of the Quran emphasizes the equality and dignity of all humans. This verse of the Quran encourages us to get to know each other. This is the meaning. This is the true meaning of this verse. It's telling us to get to know each other and recognize what our common humanity virtues are. And it's telling us to judge one another based on our actions and our character. And ultimately, this verse affirms that Allah is the one who knows and understands all things, and that he values piety and righteousness above all else. Does everybody understand that? A lot of people read this verse and think it's talking about getting married. Oh yeah, that was one of the questions we had on the Q&A the other day. Sister Layla, does this verse mean that I'm supposed to go out and seek wives? And you can take this verse to mean, that there is no discrimination, that we don't discriminate. But this verse is really addressing better, how we're supposed to still do everything moderately. Our love, our hate, everything should be moderately. We shouldn't go around disrespecting people or degrading people. And our Prophet Muhammad, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, set a clear example as to how to treat non-Muslims. He demonstrated kindness, respect, and fairness towards them, even though some of them were hostile towards him and his companions. When you listen to my cousin Mukhtar do the story of the life of the Prophet, you see how the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was kind with how he treated the prisoners of war. He didn't execute them. He ransomed them. You see how he admonished his men when they dragged the women through the battlefield, allowing them to see their fallen dead. The Prophet admonished them and said, have some dignity. Do not drag the women and children through the battlefield, letting them see their fallen dead. Nobody wants to remember a person at their worst. That's something that you Muslims need to understand today, and stop posting up these pictures of dead babies. What are you doing that for? Have some dignity. Everybody knows what's going on over there in Gaza. It's all over the news. But why do you Muslims feel the need to disgrace people by showing them at their worst? The Prophet wouldn't allow that. He wouldn't tolerate it for no reason. Not in war, because he forbade the companions from doing that. Do not show people at their worst. Cover them up, and do not allow the women and children to see that. You Muslim brothers need to fear Allah and take those pictures off your social platforms. It's degrading and it's depressing. And you wonder why a lot of you brothers can't even maintain your dignity when you're giving a lecture anymore, because it's playing with your head. You can't sleep at night. You can't think because all you see are dead bodies. Take it off your page. You've transgressed the limits. Moderacy, balance. Islam is balance. Looking at death will only depress you. When you keep looking at it all over the place, it's posted up on Facebook, on the news, in your house, everywhere. How can a person function? We're human. Have some dignity. And these were kafirs that the prophet told the companions not to post all over, letting the women see. What would he say about you Muslim men, you know, with all these dead children and Muslim women on your pages? Y'all need to chill, dudes. And you wonder why you can't keep it together. So the prophet emphasized the importance of showing compassion and kindness. We have the hadith where the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Allah will not be merciful to those who are not merciful to others. Also, Allah is merciful only to his servants who are merciful. So these two hadiths emphasize the importance of mercy and compassion towards others in Islam. It doesn't matter if it's a Muslim, if it's a non-Muslim, if it's an animal, or even a insect. Have some mercy, have some compassion, because these are all the creations of Allah. And remember, the creation of Allah will testify either for you or against you on the day of judgment. Those animals, those trees, those insects, the earth, the fallen people, their bodies will testify either for you or against you. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam emphasized that if you want to receive Allah's mercy, then you have to show mercy towards others. Have empathy. Would you want people to see you at your worst? I wouldn't. I don't want nobody to see me without my coil on. So do you think I'd want somebody seeing me when I'm blowed up dead? Have some mercy for the families. Let their families remember them in their best, not at their worst. And that's a hadith from the Prophet. You brothers have to stop being extreme fanatics with this. Stop transgressing against Allah's rules. Also, Allah says, do not let hatred of a people for having obstructed you from the sacred mosque lead you to transgress. Work in righteousness and piety. Don't cooperate in sin and aggression. You brothers, you have allowed your hatred of the Zionists to force you to transgress by posting up all them pictures of babies and women. Don't nobody need to be reminded. We see it. We know what's going on. The whole earth knows what's going on. The non-Muslims are speaking out against it. There is no need for you to keep doing this. You shouldn't have done it anyway, because our prophet wouldn't allow it. You're allowing your hatred of something to keep you from obeying your Lord and your prophet whom you claim to have allegiance to. If you truly have wala for the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, obey him. Stop doing this. Don't help each other in sin. People say, Sister Layla, alhamdulillah, we can look at your Facebook page. We can look at your Twitter account. We can look at your YouTube, and we don't see dead bodies. We see nothing but reminders from Allah. That's what it's supposed to be. The Prophet didn't have people put on exhibit like that. But he gave reminders of Allah. That's what you brothers, you famous brothers should be doing. Giving the people reminders of Allah. Don't help each other to sin. Help each other to do what's best. Okay? So we have to strike the balance and not allow ourselves to mistreat each other or mistreat non-Muslims either. This is why Allah warns us Muslims against holding grudges against each other and hating each other and retaliating against our oppressors. We have to exhibit justice. Yes, what's going on in the world today, what the Zionists are doing is atrocious. The whole world is speaking out against it. When they did that vote in the United Nations, only 8 countries led by America and United Kingdom supported Israel. The other 100 and some countries didn't. So the whole world already sees what's going on. They know. But you brothers are allowing your anger, your hatred to cause you to retaliate in a bad way. When we, as Muslims, we're supposed to uphold our allegiance to Allah, to the Prophet, to this religion, and be just and compassionate towards all people. We don't retaliate with lies. We don't retaliate with wrongdoing. We implement justice and never transgress the principles of Islam. That's what made the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and those two generations that came after him better than anybody else. Because they knew how to balance their allegiance and their hatred. They didn't allow their hatred to cause them to transgress the limits of Allah. They had control over their emotions. We Muslims today don't. Okay? Also, Allah tells us in the interpretation of the meaning, Allah does not forbid you from those who do not fight against you because of your religion and who do not expel you from your homes. He does not forbid you from being righteous and acting kind towards them. Remember, Allah loves those who act kindly. This verse was sent down in regards to Asma, radiallahu anha. And I went over her story the other day, the daughter of Abu Bakr. She was like a lot of you brothers. She was having a hard time balancing her anger and her hatred. Her mother came to visit her, and her mother was not Muslim. Her mother came to her and wanted to see her and brought gifts. Asma refused to even open the door for her mother. And the Prophet told her, that's not right. She's not fighting against us. Keep good relationships with us. We got some Muslims today. Remember what happened, and it's still happening, because we're ignorant, we're uneducated. We make up companies that we think come from Israel when they don't. And we got this so-called boycott crap going on. And look at how the Muslims are going around tearing up Starbucks, not knowing it's a franchise owned by whoever buys it. I'm getting ready to open up one too. Check me out in about a year, inshallah. I have about 2 or 3 myself. And I dare you to bust up mine. I'm going to have machine gun guards guarding mine. But anyway, you go around busting up people's stores and calling Muslims kafirs because they drink Starbucks and all that dumb stuff. Subhanallah, even if, and it's not even true, Starbucks put out a statement. They don't support Israel either. They said we stand with the Palestinians. Plus we are a franchise, but our corporation don't support them. They busy trying to get a union. They trying to stop the union. They don't want their employees to have a union. They ain't got time for y'all political crap. Okay? But even if Starbucks did support Israel, even if they did, they're not fighting against you. So who said that you can go around tearing up their stores? Asma's mother, she supported the Quraysh. That's why Abu Bakr divorced her. She refused Islam. She said, I'm not going to leave the religion of my forefathers. She supported the Quraysh. She supported Abu Jahl. But the Prophet said, even though she supports them, she's not fighting against us. You go ahead and keep a relationship with her. So that applies to you idiots going around calling Muslims kafirs because they drink Starbucks. By the way, let me get a sip right quick. Hello. Thank you, Norto. Thank you. Ice white chocolate mocha. Call me a kafir. Okay? Call me a kafir so you can be cursed and it come back on you and yours. we got to learn the Sunnah, learn the Hadiths. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam taught us how to handle ourselves in all situations, good and bad, in war and in peace. We maintain a good relationship with people who are not actively fighting against us, who are not actively oppressing us. Who cares what they support in their so-called solidarity? Although the people y'all boycotting ain't supporting them, neither does CoverGirl. So again, guys, Allah lets it be known this religion is balanced. For those people who are not fighting against us because of our religion, you know, who are not driving us out of our homes, who are not trying to occupy our land and all of that, you know, we can still be righteous and just and interact with them. Y'all need to learn these hadiths. Then you will learn the meaning of the Quran. And you will learn how to behave better. And maybe Allah will bring victory to us. As long as we're transgressing all the rules in warfare, that's why there's no victory. Okay? So now, here's a quiz. Let's see how well you guys understood my little khutbah for today. Question number 1. As Muslims, we should not participate in any fundraisers for non-Muslim people. Is that statement true or false? Say that your school is having a fundraiser to buy books or tennis shoes for the football team. As Muslims, we should not participate in any fundraisers for non-Muslim people. Is this statement true or false? Take the mic. Hurry up. We got another class.
We can say this is false because they're not fighting against us. We're helping other people, like in charity.
Exactly. There's nothing wrong with that. And by the way, this is a question that a sister asked me. She said that the school that her children go to were selling katydids to try to raise money so the kids can go the French club. The French club can go on a trip to Paris. And she asked me, could she participate and sell katydids? I told her, why not? Okay. There's nothing that contradicts Islam. You know, the kids want to go to France and stay for a couple of months, you know, to work on their French. Yes. And I told her, in fact, I'll buy 2 cans from you. I love katydids. Okay. And I ordered 2 cans from her. So we can participate in fundraisers for non-Muslim people as long as it's not something that's haram or contradicts our ideology. And France supports Israel. Does that mean it's haram to live in France? France supports Israel. Okay. Next question. Abdul is married to a woman who hates Islam and always speaks out against it, but she's a Christian. Should Abdul remain married to her? This is a question that we get every day. Yes or no, and explain your answer. He's married to a Christian woman who hates Islam. Should he remain married to her? Yes or no, and explain why. Take it, please.
No, he should not stay married to her because she is hating Islam, meaning that she's going to fight against it and the principles of it.
You guys agree with her answer?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, her answer is correct. Instead of you brothers worrying about Palestine and who to boycott, a lot of you brothers that's on that fanatical trip of ignorance, y'all married to a bunch of Kafir women who hate this deen. Your marriage is not legit, brother. You can't be married to no woman who hates this religion. She's an enemy to Allah. an enemy to the Muslims. Where's your wala? Where's your bearer? Forget about boycotting. You people need to learn your deen and look at your personal life. Look at your life. You are married to a kafir who hates your Lord and who hates your lifestyle. But you worried about me drinking Starbucks. What an inimcompoop. Good job. Next question. Yeah, Layla's rough and tough. Yeah, the sisters here texting me. Tell them, Layla. That's right. Layla's rough and tough. I'm the wrong sister for you brothers to play with. What about this? Because of the situation in Gaza, many Muslims are destroying what they believe to be Israel-owned businesses. Is this permissible? Why or why not?
No, it's not permissible.
Why?
Because they're destroying property of someone that's not even fighting against them. Okay. They're not doing anything to them. So you're just destroying property. You're just destroying property and making our religion look like a terrorist thing, like they think anyway.
Exactly. We're supposed to be kind and have empathy towards others. Anybody who's not Muslim is considered a kafir. That's a kafir. They don't believe in Allah. But where does Allah say because a person doesn't believe in him, we can destroy their property? We can destroy their businesses because another kafir is doing something somewhere else. We have to learn our deen. And this is my advice. Let me put this back up so y'all can see me. Hold on. Where am I at? This is my advice to you fanatical. Wait a minute, I forgot I got to go to Zoom. Oh, I'm in Zoom. I got to cut Zoom off. Okay, hold on. Oh, okay, there I am. I'm sorry. Okay, wait a minute. I got to go back here. That's my advice to you young fanatical extreme brothers. Y'all got to learn this deen correctly. You've been wasting your life reading fatwas. You've been spending too much time on Islam Q&A website when you should have found a teacher to sit down with to learn this deen from, to learn the meaning of those verses of the Quran, to learn the lawful and the unlawful, to learn what Tawheed means and what it entails. You brothers been wasting your life learning the wrong stuff, into politics, into debate, into the Bible versus the Quran. When you should have been into Tawheed, La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah and its meaning. I'm the wrong person for you brothers to come and sit here and try to talk to. You can't talk to me about this thing. Go on somewhere with that crap. Okay? So we have to learn our religion. Learn what well better entails. Okay, yes, what's going on in the world? We have to remember everything that's happening is happening because Allah willed it. He told us what would happen. He told us how to behave when it happens. Too many of you are too far out there. You can't handle the qadr of Allah. The Prophet said that every nation has its pagans. The pagans of this nation are those who cannot accept the qadr of Allah. So you're fanatic. All this posting of dead children, it's got to stop, man. Y'all got to stop it. Accept the qadr of Allah and obey the Prophet. Don't show people at their worst. He told Bilal, when Bilal dragged Sophia through the battlefield, he said, did you drag her through the battlefield, Bilal? Did she see her falling dead for real? Yes. He said, where's your dignity? He said, all of you men, where's your dignity? Cover those bodies up. No one wants to remember their loved ones at their worst. They want to remember them at their best. What would he say to you men? And you men breaking down. Y'all crying on TV. You know, Layla can't stand to see a man cry. Too many of you brothers are crying on TV. Yeah, that's called depression. You watch dead bodies all day. You're depressed. You're having nightmares. You better strike the balance. All right. Any questions or comments?